Do you know what will happen to the world after genetic mutation? What will happen to the world? Some people become extraordinary people and reach the peak of life, while others become bloodthirsty monsters, controlled by the bloodthirster behavior. And the designated fate cannot be resisted. If you are the wife and children of the world, misfortune will not spare you. It will take away everything from you and tear it to pieces. I got a chance to be reborn by resisting with all my might. Just when the monster gene was about to devour me, finally, a miracle happened. My monster genes condensed in my left hand. I can only hide in the crowd. I evolved to cut off all the misfortunes of the past. My destiny was rewritten among a group of women. From then on, my destiny is in my own hands. My monster genes can't make them sleep. I can only suppress myself and try not to let others see. I fed them before they went crazy with hunger. I have several close friends who don't wear clothes or pants. Of course, I'm a scumbag. Just as I wanted to part ways with them. A beauty actually coveted my 8-pack abs, and she wouldn't let me go. I was also overwhelmed by this sudden luck. Overwhelmed. I just think I had good taste in my previous life. I found a group of understanding big sisters. Of course, I still can't hurt them. After all, I carry monster genes. I was determined to break up with them. I must break up with them today. In my previous life, I had monster genes. They ran faster than anyone else, except one person who liked me the most. You are still waiting for me in this life. At this moment, I felt mixed emotions. It seems that I have to do something. I will never make you wait in vain again, or let you have any regrets. Just as I was about to give him a deep kiss, my monster genes suddenly went crazy. I must now calm them down. I had to leave him alone to find food. Because I have nothing on me now, I had to disguise myself and walk among the crowd. I came to the entrance of a shopping mall. There was an incident in the cinema. There was a group of people being chased by monsters. It seems that my food has appeared. If I eat the monster, what will happen to me? A sudden explosion. I saw a group of people being chased by monsters. Of course, I also saw my food. I'm here too, quietly waiting for the food to come to me. But the man who ran past me, but pushed me towards the monster. I glanced at my food. They weren't interested in me. I just grinned. It seems that they just regarded me as a companion. Then I'm sorry. Could I just eat whatever I want? The man who pushed me was surprised. Why is that? Why did the monster not eat him but chase me faster? This is impossible. At this time, the human superhuman arrived, surrounding the monster. Watching their operation, I also felt that I didn't need to do anything here. A sudden explosion sounded. A superhuman was holding a child. It seems that he exchanged an arm for the child's life. But for the monster, they will continue to attack. They will never let go of any duck that comes to their mouth. Just as the monster was about to attack him, I appeared. It seems that this monster is not having a good day. The superhuman looked at my operation and said, "Awesome." He actually pushed a second-level monster away with his bare hands. Where did this wild extraordinary come from? What is his ability? What gives him such a powerful strength? I just smiled. I rushed towards him directly. "Brother, I'm sorry. It's time for me to eat. It's not suitable for others to visit. If nothing unexpected happens," he was knocked out by me. A monster was coming towards me and said I was stealing his food. I also showed my left hand without wude. I'm really sorry. Now the prey is not him. You are my real prey. A punch directly shattered the monster's arm. The next punch made him doubt his life. The monster was surprised. This is the spirit bead flame. How could you have it? I just smiled. You may not believe it. I used to be a spirit bead. I have a lot of experience. When I rubbed him on the ground, he began to be afraid. Are you going to eat me? We are the same kind. We both have the power of the king. You actually want to take the king's power. His roar attracted a group of more monsters. But I didn't care. The king you mentioned is that terrifying figure? Very good. I decided to eat your king together. In the end, he only left a sentence. The king will not let you go. I also want to see how powerful your king is. In my previous life, I was a wicked demon king because I accidentally killed the woman who loved me the most. And this time, I controlled my monster genes in my left hand. When I came to the place where we first met, I saw her again. I saw her appearance and remembered every bit of our past. Suddenly, the monster inside me was hungry. I had no choice. I had to leave her to find food. By chance, I met a paranormal fighter who was fighting a monster. Just as the monster was about to kill him, I appeared in front of him in time. I showed off. I saw the monster was so huge, I was so hungry that my saliva was flowing. I went straight up and started cutting. The monster could only be eaten by me mercilessly. The other monsters were also killed by other superhumans. When the man with the missing arm was discovered, I had already woken up. The process of me eating the monster was vaguely seen by this man. Both of them were shocked to hear this. After I was full, I secretly rejoiced. People like me, I am a better existence than the official cleaner. I was like a Dark Knight hero. I returned downstairs. My building was still intact. Thinking back to my last life, I returned here at 3:30 in the morning. The community was also out of power, and a large area around was also blacked out. The power turned into energy and was absorbed by the quality. His superhuman genes awakened and caused superpower runaway, resulting in the death of everyone in the building. I checked the time. There were still 4 hours before 3:30. Now I have more time. But this light, shouldn't it go out in 4 hours? As for at home, his extraordinary genes have awakened. He sat there without daring to move. The greater the body movement, the more electricity he releases. I could only hear the sound of countless electric currents. These electric currents are also constantly gushing out of his body. At this time, he was still thinking of me and kept calling my name. Now, I don't pretend. When else should I do it? My timely appearance. Juyu was also shocked, and I didn't have time to explain. Juyu also trusted me very much. I directly stepped forward, transformed my left hand into a monster form, and prepared to take him away. We came to the window. I directly threw Juyu into the sky. Let's go to the rooftop. At this time, Juyu was almost scared to pee in the air. What would happen if he fell down? I directly flashed out. I hugged him and let him hold me tight. I used the tentacle I just swallowed from the second-level monster to evolve into a tentacle. We came to the rooftop. I felt uncomfortable the moment I landed. Quickly release your electricity and release it into the sky. As for directly using all my power, a purple lightning shot straight into the sky. It was timely. His electricity was released. This bad thing will not happen again. At this time, my left hand was also healed and found. He asked me what happened. I had to tell him the truth that I had become a monster. He was sad, saying I shouldn't tell anyone about it. And I just smiled. As long as you ask, I can tell you, because you are my favorite. In my previous life, I killed my favorite goddess. As the devil, I didn't feel the slightest regret. In this life, we met again in the same place. She was still so beautiful and charming. Thinking back to the past, her superhuman gene awakening caused superpower out of control. And everyone in the building died. So there are some indelible scars in her heart. Today is the day when she lost control of her powers. During his out-of-control time, he was still calling my name. Of course, I came to save him quickly. Meanwhile, the people from the Genetic Institute also found us. 2 staff members came over because they found the suspicion of superpower out of control. The beautiful nurse took out 2 test tubes and prepared to do a superpower test for us. The old man also felt incredible. The girl released such powerful electric energy. The boy next to him was unscathed. As a drop of blood was dropped into the test tube, he was surprised by the test results. Oh my God, this is the most awesome test result I've ever found. This superpower gene may break the record. The boy is also testing my superhuman genes. The result also detected a weak superhuman gene. I was also puzzled. I am a person with variable monster genes. How could I have super genes? I recalled the disarmed monster I saved, whose arm was eaten by the monster. But I ate the monster. Maybe that's the reason. The scene shifted to the Genetic Research Institute. The beautiful nurse tested my genes. She said I had a superhuman gene, but it was the lowest in history, only 1%. She looked at my proud abs and couldn't help reaching out to touch it. I was a little embarrassed at this time. I quickly put on my clothes. When the girl was leaving, she didn't forget to give me a wink. Suddenly, the noise attracted my attention. I came to the superhuman test room. It was the superpower of healing that attracted everyone's attention here. As for me, I was also being tested. 700 volts of electricity is just a tickle. When the voltage reached 2000 volts, the tester asked if there was any discomfort. As for him, he didn't feel any discomfort. Everyone was surprised. Is this still a normal superpower? It's just an awesome existence. When the tester was about to adjust the voltage to 3000 volts, Juyu quickly stopped me. The previous released electric energy was not fully released. I'm afraid it will get out of control. It's stable here. Just then, a handsome guy came. He didn't dare to approach anyone, for fear of hurting others. He also quickly showed his identity as a superhuman. Just as he was about to shake hands with Juyu, I have 10,000 disagreements. I could tell what this guy was thinking at a glance. Just by looking at him, I knew it. The handsome guy came to invite Juyu to team up with him. Juyu just smiled slightly and looked at me. I already have a teammate. I also quickly came to Juyu's front to show my existence. The handsome guy left with embarrassment. I still hope Juyu will consider it before leaving. He felt very upset when he got home. A genius over 95% rejected him today. The old man wanted to get the handsome guy and Juyu together. He came up with a dirty trick. He removed the obstacle. In the previous life, I was a monster and a devil. But this time, I have controlled my monster genes, controlled in my left hand. This is my favorite healing. Today is the time when his superpowers are out of control. Last time, his ability went out of control and killed many people, so it left an indelible scar on him. I also came to save him at the first time. After being tested by the Genetic Research Institute, his healing superhuman gene exceeded 95% of superhumans. And I was also tested to have extraordinary genes. So we came to the Gene Research Institute. A man suddenly wanted to team up with Juyu. Of course, I was 1,000 unwilling, because this man didn't look like a good guy. I also politely refused. This old man actually came up with a dirty trick to get rid of me. They were going to let us enter the Supernatural Academy, but I need to take an entrance exam, which is the final test. The beautiful nurse came to inform me. She said that although I have 1% of superhuman genes, but I was no different from ordinary people, I can't participate. The entrance examination of the Supernatural Academy. I was also puzzled. Didn't they say before I could enter the school with a superhuman gene? The nurse was very angry. As a handsome guy with 8-pack abs, how could he not be angry? Of course, he was also ready to help me apply. Just then, he suddenly received a call. The people from the Genetic Academy were going to give me a chance to enroll. Of course, I also wanted to be with Juyu. I chose to seize this opportunity. This very popular man is also was preparing to eliminate me in the final trial. The scene shifted to the genetic testing field. The man's phone suddenly fell to the ground. When he saw the content on his phone, he was so excited. He was bribed. They are preparing for the final trial plan. They looked at my report. It's a pity. This guy made the fan family unhappy. The other side offered 20 million to fail the test. He looked at the skinny me in the picture, saying it was caused by malnutrition. How could he participate in the trial like this? How many days haven't you eaten? Facing monsters like this, there is only a dead end. At this moment, I also felt unprecedented hunger. I have exhausted all the energy I have accumulated. My chest is touching my back. I now have only one thought. I want to eat all the people participating in the trial. Suddenly, someone announced that the trial was about to start. I was also added to the trial at the last minute. Everyone looked at my malnourished appearance. They felt like I was just getting in through the back door. And I looked at their expressions. Isn't this fucking being targeted? At this moment, looking at them, my saliva was flowing all over the floor. But I can't just eat people casually. He showed a weird smile behind my back. He said this cage was specially designed for me. He warned me that monsters, 5 times stronger than humans, and I would only be torn to pieces by the monster. He also carefully pointed out a way out for me, which is the abandoned gate. As long as you go out from there, you'll be safe. I just smiled slightly. The current trial hasn't started yet. What if you get torn to pieces? Do you know what it's like for a person with monster genes? Participates in the trial of the 超凡者. What kind of experience it is. A man wanted to team up with my favorite. After being ruthlessly rejected, he was going to arrange an entrance trial for me. He planned to eliminate me in the trial. When I was arranged to participate, I just smiled slightly. It seems that this breakup has a full sense of color and flavor. 2 people who were bribed looked at me and even bet on when I would give up. The trial officially began. The door above the monster's cage slowly opened. A group of monsters rushed in impatiently. A renewal certificate of the Supernatural Academy was also inside. The 2 people watching me started counting down. I just put my hands in my pockets and walked out slowly. First, I smiled at the camera, and the monsters also roared in front of me. The next second, the monsters directly ignored my existence. Because I am also half a monster, they regarded me as their compatriot. I looked at the monster, and my saliva was flowing out. They looked at me in the picture. This certificate is in my pocket. The dean smiled wickedly. This poison certificate is not so easy to get. The trial is not only for monsters. There are also various extraordinary people with superpowers. No surprise. Someone really came to grab this certificate. He used mental shock to scare me. I just turned to look at him. An unprecedented picture made him wet his pants. This scared the guy a lot. He quickly backed away. He felt something was wrong with me. Compared to humans, he looked more like a monster, which was terrifying. Meanwhile, the monster also turned to look at me and pounced towards me directly. Seeing the monster coming, I felt relieved. I don't have to pretend. I'm really hungry now. I have to trouble you to fill my stomach first. Facing the monitor, I dare not make big moves. So I can only be careful. I still have to take out the beast I evolved before, to empty the bodies of these monsters. I've been hungry for several days. Finally, I received a gift from the monster. Thank you, my monster compatriots. I will thank you well. The sudden attack made me a little overwhelmed. I just ate you. Don't you consider me as your fellow? The idiot next to me was enjoying it. My actions surprised him. I kept moving among the monsters, and he regarded me as a monster. My movements seemed like instinct to him. Experienced. I have turned killing monsters into an instinct. Next, I directly cut a monster in half. He was amazed. I just like to see this kind of unworldly look. After I killed all the monsters, a group of people surrounded me. The purpose is simple. Just for the certificate of martyrdom. This man asked me to hand over the certificate. Suddenly, a monster appeared, which broke everything. The bald man looked down on the monster. He also wanted to kill the monster with his bare hands. If nothing unexpected happens, the bald man was slapped. The bald man was directly knocked away by this blow. Let me hand it over. The person reading the certificate hadn't reacted yet. I had already reached him, ready to punch him. Suddenly I realized, I used the wrong hand. I should use my right hand to hit him. My left hand might send him to the other world. As a demon, I was a very powerful existence in my last life. Existence. But this time, my monster genes are condensed in my left hand. But today I met someone who wasn't afraid of death. I went straight up to punch him. Suddenly I thought of my left hand. Hitting him might send him straight to the other world. Because my left hand has completely mutated. Because I devoured a second level monster last time, my left hand has broken through to the second level. Now the power of my fist is at least 10 times that of a normal person. If I really punch him with this punch, his brain might even pop out. I had to stop and stop. I thought it was enough. I just gave him a simple punch. The force of this punch is already very small. I was suddenly terrified. Could something happen? I could only pray that nothing would happen to him. He can't die like this. Luckily, I felt his breathing. I was relieved. Just then, a companion came over with the bald man. The beaten man was also panicked, begging me to save his companion, and he was willing to pay. Who could resist the temptation of money? I could only reluctantly agree. 2 people who wanted to eliminate me were watching me in the control room. He had no choice, so he could only release more monsters. I simply punched to save Xiaoshang's companion. He looked at my unbeatable operation. Awesome. But I don't have enough money. But I keep my word. If it's not enough, I'll ask my sister to work with me to pay you back. Don't worry. His sister punched me. How could you involve me? The girl quickly apologized to me. I didn't think it mattered. Zhao Shan even invited me to have late-night snacks before leaving. I was also speechless. It was the first time I met such a person. I had to reply. I just had dinner. Suddenly, I was scared. Jumped down. A monster jumped down from directly above their heads. Xiao Shang saw the monster and said, he pushed his sister and companion away directly. As a result, he was directly stepped on by the monster. His sister was instantly dumbfounded. Suddenly, I heard someone say, the drop rules. But it was too late now. The monster has already arrived in front of us, and these monsters are close to the second level. There must be something fishy. In order to prevent me from passing the trial, it seems that you have gone to great lengths. Why do I feel they are so desperate? Is there another secret? In the monster trial ground, a monster fell from the sky. Zhao Sheng and 2 others. They didn't know what happened. The next second, Zhao Sheng was stepped on by the monster. If nothing unexpected happens, this monster would eat Zhao Sheng. I also felt strange when I saw this. Why did so many monsters suddenly appear? The little sister saw her brother was about to be eaten, and she didn't care about herself, and was ready to find the monster. I'm confused. He even tried to run over the monster with his small body, but was surrounded by a group of monsters. As a monster with monster genes, I couldn't stand it. I pulled him out. I also reminded her, even if you die, you should die with a handsome guy. Look at your brother, he looks like a pig. He was so sad. He was his brother after all. I threw him away and was ready to help him. I came to the monster. If the monster really eats Xiaoxi, it would be troublesome if it evolved. I rushed straight to the monsters. It was within my expectations that the monsters would surround me. Just as it was about to put Zhao Sheng in its mouth, I made my move. Just give me your food. I will even thank you. I threw it lightly. Zhao Sheng flew out of the monster's encirclement. Zhao Sheng woke up. He looked at me standing among the monsters and was shocked. On the other side of the venue, a group of people came here from different venues. Zhao Sheng felt something was wrong. He was ready to quit the power with his sister. They were ready to quit. I was still being besieged by monsters. But these monsters are a bit difficult to deal with. I just need to use the Lord's word. If I use it, in less than 10 seconds, these monsters will be swallowed by me. I'm still persuading them. It would be nice if they were eaten by me, wouldn't it? Suddenly, I found the door above me opening again. Zhao Sheng was ready to abstain and pressed the abandon button. At this moment, the arena was directly powered off. Meanwhile, more monsters were being released from the delivery port. This poison certificate was scrambled by these testers. The appearance of a monster interrupted them. The man with the poison certificate was dumbfounded. How could there be so many monsters? The man stood at the delivery port and looked at us. Of course, I also noticed his existence. He also made a friendly gesture to me. I can't let his jewelry go to waste. I'm going to let him come down and play. If nothing unexpected happens, he was hit by me and fell from above and landed right in the monster group. At this time, I just smiled slightly. I gently pushed the monster away. The monster directly ate the man who was bought. Traitor. The monster evolved in an instant and gained consciousness and grew a tentacle. He looked at me and called me traitor. Then it's my showtime. What kind of trial ground would become hell on earth? Countless monsters came to the trial ground. A monster ate a person and evolved a tentacle in an instant, and it gained consciousness. Looking at me, the man who treats monsters as food, they charged towards me. The dean couldn't believe what he saw. There was such a difficult guy. Because he was worried that the monster would escape, he directly closed the isolation door and walked out. I felt that all exits were closed. I was ready to go crazy. The trial field was empty at this time. I could also transform recklessly. The moment I took off my left hand's clothes, my lord's words burst out directly. At this moment, I also hope that monsters will not have monster genes in next life. Because there were too many monsters, the energy I absorbed exceeded the warning. And the monsters ate a lot of superhumans. And I ate monsters again. This is completely indirect. I absorbed the genes of the superhumans. The monster went berserk at this moment. I punched directly. This punch also made the monster disappear. At this moment, I just smiled slightly. I will kill your king to accompany you. At this moment, I felt something was wrong. My left hand is starting to evolve. And the third stage of evolution starts from the brain. I suddenly felt that I can explore all the monsters. But the bad thing is that the monster can also explore my existence. At this moment, I just want to forcibly interrupt the evolution. But it seems impossible. Suddenly, I found survivors making noise. A yellow-haired man was bullying Zhao Shang. These 3 people came to me and asked for the serum. When the little yellow-haired man was about to attack me, suddenly, something rushed out from the ground. The man was scared silly. What just happened? He looked up. A super big earth dragon appeared in front of him. The earth dragon let out a terrifying roar. The sharp sound made everyone bleed from their 7 orifices, and they all passed out in an instant. The man standing next to the earth dragon also gave up struggling. If nothing unexpected happens, he was eaten. Of course, it's possible that everyone in the trial ground will die. The earth dragon also noticed me at this time, and it rushed towards me directly. Facing such a huge monster, I was also caught off guard. And for this monster in front of me, it's too different from its muscle strength. I couldn't stop it at all. I have to find a way to take advantage of this situation. And how did I find that this Dilong seems to be just an appendage? How can I kill it? A Dilong is attacking me in front of my eyes. And I who have the genes of a monster lord, but I can't resist it. Suddenly, I found that this earth dragon seems to be just an appendage. The trial ground has become a purgatory on earth. The family members waiting outside are still praying for their families. Suddenly, everyone present felt an inexplicable palpitation. You also felt something was wrong and went in despite everything. Because of the power outage, these people still wanted to open the door. As a paranormal, they wanted to have a try, but was ruthlessly rejected. At this time, the doubts didn't matter. He directly released his own voltage. The man still refused mercilessly. They absolutely wouldn't allow any obstruction. He directly raised his gun to warn. If you go further, I'll shoot you. The scene comes to me. Facing the attack of the Dilong, I'm also a bit troubled. He wasn't afraid of my lord's words. My left hand was also bitten by the teeth of the dragon, directly divided in half. At this time, I felt that his black teeth were so sharp. Whether it's defense or attack, are very powerful. I must now find a way to avoid his black teeth. Now I'm going to change my way. My tentacles can't even bite through his skin, but I can still catch him. Now I just want to use the words of the Lord to burn his skin, to see if I can dig out some of his flesh to eat. Suddenly, black teeth also grew on his body, which makes my attack more difficult. At this time, I'm ready to fight. I plan to turn the power to the maximum. The earth dragon is preparing to swallow me. After all the hardships, I finally opened the door of the trial ground. He was stunned by the scene in front of him. The earth dragon was preparing to swallow me. I was about to release the strongest voltage to help. Suddenly, I felt the power of healing lightning. This time, it really helped me a lot. I don't care about that. I'll take a bite of the meat first. In an instant, I was directly repelled back. Of course, I also bit off a piece of meat. I returned to human form to find Juyu. The earth dragon ignored it and charged towards us directly. At this moment, my third order evolution was more intense. I couldn't maintain my human form at all. Suddenly, I felt something unusual. I was attacked by an object. I turned around and saw that it was the dean of the Supernatural Academy. He saw that my left hand was different from humans and was surprised himself. I was also evolving in the third stage at this time. My evolution is about to begin. What will happen next? The next episode is more exciting. I, with the Demon King gene, is a very powerful existence. Today, I bit a piece of meat from the Earth Dragon. The Earth Dragon rushed towards me directly. Suddenly, my evolution began, and it was a third-order evolution. I was attacked by an unknown object. I took a closer look. It turned out to be the Dean of the Supernatural Academy. He saw my evolution process. He couldn't believe his eyes. What kind of extraordinary person is this? Could have such power? He thought carefully. None of the 5 attributes were included. None of the supernatural powers could cause such changes to the arm. No matter who you are, you'd better die quickly. His attacks came from all directions. I really have no other way. Do you like to sneak attack? Facing his attack, I didn't want to pay attention to them. He kept mocking me. You're fucking a monster. His attacks were meaningless in front of my Lord's word, are meaningless. Suddenly, he was sweating profusely. Monsters may have elemental powers. Monsters above level 4 have elemental powers? But how could it be in human form? I slapped him hard with my left hand. He was still doubting my identity and looking at me. This person is neither human, a monster that doesn't look like a monster. Now he only wants to attack me. Until death. And my current evolution in the 3 realms is more violent. This should be caused by eating the meat of the Dilong. The power of this black tooth is really amazing. I don't know if I can tame it. If not, I may never be able to return to my human form. I can't control myself in the process of evolution. But the Dean is not afraid. He thinks he can do whatever he wants with his shield. My attack was in an instant and broke his shield. At this moment, he was also stabbed by my black tooth. It seems that he was hurt badly. He mocked me when he saw my current appearance. He prepared to run away with a weird smile. The moment he turned around, I happened to arrive. He felt something was wrong. You are his accomplice. You should be clear. He is a monster. Of course, I also have enough weight in the mind of the questioner. I was struck by the lightning of doubt. I rushed up directly. If this world can't tolerate me, I'll make a bloody path. In just a few seconds, I directly absorbed the Dean. My evolution is still in progress. I can only ask Juyu to stay away from me. And better pretend not to know. Just in case. If other clearers see, Jushu just held me and didn't want to leave. He directly said to me that if I want to go to hell, then I will accompany you. At this time, I also felt a kind of warmth. We are also saving survivors as fast as possible. At this time, I was about to be exposed to the sight of the cleaners. In this era of monsters, the Earth Dragon is already a very powerful existence. Who knows this Earth Dragon? It's just a small tentacle of the demon god. The monster hidden deep underground have exceeded the human cognitive range. Today, a group of humans came to challenge the Dilong. In just 1 second, the group of people has been torn apart. Those who saw their comrades being eaten began to panic. The Earth Dragon in front of them couldn't be stopped. What should they do? Facing such a powerful Earth Dragon, they could only flee in a hurry. There's no way. The Earth Dragon is also unethical and directly used Lion's Roar. Everyone present began to have severe heart pain and couldn't stand up. Facing the Dragon Emperor, how insignificant humans are, and they can't even run away. How could they kill it? Suddenly, a cleaner with a water pipe came here. The beauty looked. She couldn't believe her own eyes. How could a Dailong appear? But when he faced the dragon in front of him, he became anxious. The roar of the Earth Dragon interrupted his blind date. The beauty directly attacked the Earth Dragon. In others' eyes, he was going to cut the person together. But when the attack hit the human, it split apart. This attack also directly hit the Earth Dragon. The Earth Dragon in front of him was also injured, but its wound is slowly recovering. The little four looked at the beauty. Isn't this the strongest guardian of the Supernatural Academy? The 4-star transcendent Shangguan Kui? Facing such a powerful Earth Dragon, Shangguan's sister is not panicked. In the trial arena, my evolution is still continuing, but there are clearers coming here. I must hide to buy me time. As for those who are going to help me hold them off, under the cover of the doubts, I'm also ready to complete the evolution quickly. But the power of the 3rd stage is 10 times that of the 2nd. And now the evolution is so fast, I must maintain my human mentality. Suddenly I thought, I gained 1% of the superhuman gene on the 1st day. And my 1% of genes is also devouring the one I just absorbed, the extraordinary gene of that fat guy. And now I have awakened the superhuman gene. I can now fully use the extraordinary gene to stabilize the monster genes. Let my bones evolve first. This power is too strong. Especially the black teeth of the Dilong. Because of the movement I made in the room, they were discovered by the cleaner. As for trying to defend me, but was directly interrupted, they were ready to check on this matter. I also evolved. I finished evolving and walked out as if nothing happened. Now all my bones, have evolved into the black tooth state of the Dilong, but its strength is still not as good as the Dilong. Humans are so fragile in the face of monsters, but only some 4-star transcendent beings can defeat it. It's just a tentacle of the demon god, the monsters hidden deep underground, which far exceeds human cognition. We must at the fastest speed and gain stronger power to continue to survive in this world. In this world full of monsters, resources are what humans most desire. Once I was the devil. I have been killing people. No matter who, or just a small ant in my hands. In this world, various monsters run amok, which is the biggest disaster for human beings. But I thought, we only have 1 year left. I woke up from a dream. There's not much time left for me. As for looking at me, how long do you want to look? You've been looking at others since you entered the school. I'm also very puzzled. That one just now was 36 points. I have turned over a new leaf. How could I look at other people's 2 balls? As for looking at me with disbelief, the world will undergo great changes in a year. Before that, you must evolve into a 5-star transcendent. The sooner the better. As for looking at me curiously, is there only 1 year? The strongest in the world is only a 4-star peak. Humans don't know the power of 5-star. So we have to work very hard, more than getting a driver's license. And I will help you. As for you, you also believe in me very much. But the nonsense of a prodigal son turning back is not believed. I just want to do it as fast as possible to make Juyu a 3-star extraordinary, and preferably within a month. Suddenly, someone greeted us. On closer inspection, it was Xiao. Xiao Sheng and his 2 friends saved them in the final trial. They survived. The school made an exception to let the survivors pass. He came here with his sister and brother to thank me. Juyu also felt that. There was a man who was devoted to me. I felt like I had a new evolution. Xiao Sheng asked who this person beside me was. His name is Juyu. Jushu also said hello. The 3 were instantly surprised. He is the one, the strongest freshman mentioned on the forum? The genius with the most 95% extraordinary genes. Big brother is indeed a big brother. You and the legendary Juyu are in a relationship? We were instantly stunned. Are you a couple? We quickly explained. How could that be possible? We are just childhood friends. Don't you think we look alike? Xiao Sheng thought. Who would believe that? You share a suitcase. No one would believe it. This man named Wu Yi gave a small suggestion. After freshmen enter the college, we'll hold a resource competition, which is to give each freshman a part of resources, and they compete with each other for 3 hours. Can we temporarily form a team? In that case, we might not be robbed, or take 1 or 2 resources from other students. Xiao Sheng quickly stopped him. Shut up, are you trying to harm me? We are repeat students, and every year those with low supergenetic genes are more likely to be targeted. Those with 80% of the extraordinary genes have become the leaders of the freshmen. Their goal is to take all the resources of those with less than 50%. All resources. And like me, I only have 39% of the genes. And my sister Xiao Tao only has 41%. Wu Yi, you only have 50% of the superhuman genes. We must not hold back, big brother. Ziyu and I felt very relieved after hearing that, and felt very relieved. So I invited Xiao Sheng to join us. Let's team up together. He burst into tears after hearing it, big brother. You are my big brother. I just smiled slightly. Our team was officially formed on the first day of school. The male lead, who was the devil in his previous life, is now in the classroom. The teacher is his head teacher, Fu Liang. As the head teacher, he has high requirements. Within a year, anyone who hasn't awakened extraordinary powers will be expelled from the college. Xiao Sheng quickly said hello to the teacher. The teacher also mocked him. If you can't awaken superpowers within this year, you'll go back and be an ordinary person for life. The male lead was also curious. What's going on with this teacher? Xiao Sheng said that as long as the superhuman gene is less than 50%, he would only say the percentage number. The teacher also took a closer look. Your class is special. The highest carrier of supernatural genes in human history is also among you. But what surprised me the most was that there is someone, a guy with only 1% of the superhuman gene. Then please this one, the 1% student who is no different from ordinary people. Stand up and let everyone get to know you. The male lead stood up without hesitation. Xiao Sheng was surprised. Wow. Is 1% you, bro? The teacher asked the male lead to come to the podium to teach. As the demon lord, the male lead didn't hesitate. This is to assist in teaching. Teacher, there must be a reward. The teacher also prepared without hesitation. She prepared 2 resources for competition. In the teacher's eyes, these 2 resources will be a nightmare for 1%. The 2 were talking back and forth on the podium. The teacher wanted to show it and brought a metal stick. He broke off a small piece of the stick and prepared to let the male lead to do a demonstration. The male protagonist looked at the metal, supernatural power, elemental power, familiar but unfamiliar, which is something that only high-level monsters gradually possess. The male protagonist took action. The iron block turned into gold instantly. The teacher was a little surprised. He succeeded so quickly. It's so fast. The teacher also showed his extraordinary genes. You use your little iron block. Teacher will teach you a truth. The difference between 1% and 80% is that 80 people beat 1 person. No need to say one-on-one or gang fight. This is absolute suppression. The teacher waved his hand in this way. Your superpowers will be defeated. You should know that. The strong always stand at the front of the team. The male lead suddenly realized something was wrong. This teacher looks familiar. It seems that he died at my hands last time. I remember at the critical moment, he really left his back to his students. He was indeed a good teacher. The teacher who is putting pressure on me now is sweating profusely. The male lead also felt it. The teacher is using his super gene to suppress him. The male lead just felt that his super gene had devoured the fat man's supernatural gene and has become a big fat man. There are 99% monster teachers behind him. It's normal that he can't press me. In order not to embarrass the teacher, he made a decision. He pretended to be unable to hold on, and he just fell down. The teacher also saw that the male lead did it on purpose. As a teacher, almost lost his reputation today. He felt that the male lead was different. He's also a smart person. Not bad, not bad. Look how arrogant this man is. He actually wanted to take the resources from the male lead, the resources in his hand. Just now, when the male lead was defeated by the teacher's superpower, the teacher thought the male lead was not simple. The teacher said that the winner is king. Survival of the fittest is the school's philosophy. Everyone get ready. Get ready to start the freshman resource competition. A man sneered that all the other students were ready. But he doesn't know if the 1% student, if he is ready. A 1% extraordinary gene person is competing with us. How dare he join the competition? A 1% person wants to beat us all down. He wants to take all the resources. It's really arrogant. The man came to the male lead. A 1% extraordinary gene can actually awaken. It seems that you have also made great efforts. He introduced himself. My name is Yu Zhang. 85% superhuman genes and a water system superhuman. I admire you very much. Today I make an exception to invite you to join us. We have the entire, a student alliance with over 90% super genes. The man thought, as long as he joined us, his girlfriend, the one with the most superior genes in history, and his girlfriend will definitely join. The man reached out to invite the male lead to join forces and take all the resources for himself. The male lead started mocking him, which was hilarious. After all, you only dared to bully the weak. The man was so angry. How dare you say that to me? The man retorted, you're just a 1% superhuman with genes. And you're not qualified to enter the Supernatural Academy. Passing the trial. It's just to keep you. The male lead also smiled slightly. What's wrong? Are you breaking down?